بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الصبح بدا من طلعته.
You do the ibadah only for the sake of Allah, with no other intention.
है नूर साहर चेहरे.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ومن يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. وقال الله تعالى: وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا الله مخلصين له الدين حنفاء ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة وذلك دين القيمة. وقال الله تعالى: ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. And they were not commanded except to worship Allah mukhlisin. Which mukhlisin means those who are very sincere, to worshipping Allah with sincerity. That's Allah commanded us. Whatever the ibadah we do, like praying, fasting, giving the charity, or going for Hajj, or make the tahajjud, or any ibadah, reading the Quran, giving the charity, or doing any ibadah, it must be with Ikhlas. If the person is worshipping all his life, remembering Allah, or reading the Quran, or giving the zakat, the charities, sadaqat, or going for the Hajj and Umrah, but if he got no Ikhlas, no sincerity, the word Ikhlas in Arabic is translated in English is pure, khalis. In Tagalog, puro, pure, walang halo. What is walang halo? What is not mixed there? No shirk, nobody partner with Allah. You do something only for Allah. You do the ibadah only for the sake of Allah, with no other intention. For example, I was thinking recently that too is a very good to lose weight, to make fasting every week 2 times. Then I researched about it. Is it the right intention for do? That I want to lose weight, do the fasting, that I can fast Monday and Thursday, so I can lose weight. Will it be okay? Then finally I reached to the conclusion, it cannot be okay. Because fasting is ibadah, and it must be only with one intention, for the sake of Allah. If your intention to make fasting, that you are doing it for Allah, and at the same time you want to get lose your weight, then that's not pure. There is already something mixing. You give the charity and your intention, you are doing it for the sake of Allah. But at the same time, your intention that people can see me and they can praise me. The people can see me and they can praise me that I am very generoso. Then that is not pure anymore. That's already mixing. There is already shirk there. Riya, the showing off. For example, I went to the masjid and the people asked me to give some donation for the masjid. Now, I was thinking, how much should I give? How much should I give? And then suddenly the shaitan put in my mind a whisper. Shaitan said, if you give the small amount, they know you very well, you are very rich. And if you give the small amount, they will think maybe you are niggard. You are only giving a small amount. So Shaitan just put me some whisper that give big amount because they will think you are not very rich. You are giving only small amount. You are not generous. So when this whisper comes to my mind, I say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Shaitan wants me to commit shirk. I should give any amount only for the sake of Allah. That I want to please Allah. If it is a big amount or a small amount, or I will not give anything. If I think that they are not deserved to be take anything because they might be not using it for the masjid. Maybe they just put in their pocket. So I should not give anything. Even they think bad about me. I don't need to mind about that. So giving for any reason other than the reason to please Allah, that is shirk. And this amal is not accepted by Allah. Because Allah has a ghairah. If you do something for Allah and you do something for someone else, then Allah will say that give it to him, I don't need it. Allah don't need this amal. Allah don't need this ibadah. If it is not done purely for Allah. So that is very important message for here. I read something else from the Quran also, from Surah Al-Insan, the man. وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطُّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. And they feed the food only for the sake of Allah to the poor, to the orphans, and to the captives. Captives, it could be the people in the prisoners. Because before, the meaning of the captive can be also those who are under you, your concubines, the male servants or the female servants. Because there was a system of slavery before, which was eliminated by Islam gradually. So now we don't have this system anymore. But we can consider Rasida also those who are in the prisons, because they are the worst condition than the slavery. They are kept in the jails just like in the zoo. Like you put the people in the cages in the zoo, the animals in the zoo, the same way the prisoners are put in the cages, same way like animals put in the zoo. So it is a very good reward that if you can give food to the people who are in the prisons and they are correcting themselves, they are becoming a good people, so we can also feed them, and that's also a great good deed if it is only for the sake of Allah. So they feed the food only for the sake of Allah to the poor, miskin, to the orphans, and to the captives. And they say, those people who are feeding to the people, they say, إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. Surely we feed you only for the sake of Allah. لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. And we do not intend, nuridu, irada, intention, sajja. And we make no intention, and we have no intention, or we don't need jaza'u, any reward from you, any payback from you, wala shukura, and not any thanks from you. Even you do something good to somebody and you tell him, tell thanks to me, Papa salamat sa akin. Not allowed in Islam. You cannot demand anything. When you give somebody something, it must be only for the sake of Allah. 100%. Even if you say, just thanks to me because I did something good to you, it's not for Allah anymore. Because you want somebody to thank you. But the person who receives something good for somebody, he should give thanks for the sake of Allah. And what is the way of thanking in Islam? Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah give you the good reward for that good you did to me. But you yourself, when you do good to somebody, do not expect anything. Walang palit. No need to get back anything. No need to intention to get back anything. Sometimes you did good to somebody. You did good to somebody. Every day you helped him. And now this person has no problem at all. Now what are you doing? And then he become rebellion to you. He become your enemy now. He is fighting with you, he make trouble to you, he say bad words to you, he even backbite about you. Now what is your reaction now? We started to say, you know this person, I helped him a lot. I did so many good things for him. I helped him, I helped him with money. And I helped with him by effort. And now look at him, he's fighting with me, he's backbiting about me, he's doing so many things against me. Finish. What you help him is no more. Because you are already counting your favors. You are already repeating what you did for him. Then your good deeds is gone, no more. Allah is not going to accept it from you. Because you are counting what you did for somebody. And it was for Allah, then you don't need to count it anymore. You don't need to tell to anybody else. But once you are repeating it and telling to the people what you did to him, the good, that is not for Allah anymore. When my father was alive many years ago, he showed me the one hadith. He said, if the person will count the favors, will repeat the favors, will tell you I did so and so good things for you, and will keep on bothering you with this, I did for you this, and I did for you this, I did for you this, so and so things, so many favors I gave you. The person who repeat the favors, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, he will not go to paradise. My father showed me this hadith, that when you did something good for anybody, do not repeat it. Do not repeat with your words. Repeat it by your action. Help always, no problem. I mean to not repeat, not to say with your words. Don't count it anymore. You do something good and forget it about that. Never say to the people, I did so many things good for that person. And not even to that person. To say, I did something good and I did something good and I did this thing good for you. Not okay. You're losing your good deeds. You're losing your amal. You're losing your iman. You help somebody, he was very poor, then you give him some capital. He become very rich now. And now he is not your friend anymore, he become your enemy. Now you tell him, you know before you are a very poor man and then I help you. And now you are rich. Once you say that, your good deed is no more. Wiped out. Finished. Because you are repeating it. You are not doing it. What you did was not for Allah. You want to get back something. So that's very, very important for us. When you come to listen the lecture only for the sake of Allah. If I am talking to all of you, not that I am thinking that you can praise me, I am a good speaker. If I think like that, my lecture is useless. Allah will not be happy with me, and Allah will not give me any reward for that. Rather, I will go to hellfire for that. So it's very dangerous for a person who is a speaker. More dangerous than all of you. Because you are a listener, but I am a speaker. Shaitan have attack on me. Shaitan will say, oh, today you have a very good lecture. Look, people were very interested. Some people, they go to the lecture and they want the lecturer must be very funny because they come for enjoyment. Sometimes the lecturers are making lots of jokes to make people funny, to make people laugh. And it's okay to make gesture, no problem about it, for the sake of Allah. To make some jokes, it's okay. But some people, they come to listen that lecturer because he's very funny. So they come here for enjoyment, not for Allah. Because in Pakistan, the people, there are some lecturers are very funny. People come to join the lecture because they want to listen some funny jokes. They don't come to listen the words of Allah. They just come to listen the funny jokes. Then it's also not pure anymore. Some people that make parties because the marriage parties, walima, which is from the bridegroom, the man should give the feast. That is the tradition of Islam. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ commanded for that after your marriage, you should give the party. Now in my country, in Pakistan, when there is the marriage party, there are lots of show off. Lots of show off. Lots of food. So many food. Sometimes more than 20 dishes. 20 kind of dishes. 20 kinds of food. The salad and the yogurt and fruits and ice cream and the rice, fried rice and chicken and beef and kebab. So many things, so many foods they put there. More than 20 foods. And they make lots of decorations. And they make lots of show off. And many of them, their intention is to be praised. So people, they say, oh, this family is a very big family. This family is very rich family. They have lots of money. And some people, they don't want to do the simple party. Because they say, if we make simple party, people will say bad about us. They say, oh, this is nothing. You see, look, they're simple party. No, not, very simple food. Subhanallah. So this become fitna now. You're feeding not for Allah. You're feeding for showing off. So you spend the money, then with that money you make a ticket to go to hellfire. You use your money to go to hellfire. Rather you can use the money to please Allah. And if Allah is pleased, then you have a good life here in this world and good life in the hereafter. Why we do the good? Why we do the good? I asked this question many years ago in masjid before, in the other masjid. Before we did not have this masjid. There was another masjid and I asked the audience, why you do all the good actions? What is your reason? Okay. Who can answer this question? You pray, you fast, you give charity. What you want with this? Yes, brother. Yes, Ikhlas. Yes. For the sake of Allah. Yes, brother. Because when I ask the question, some people say, I'm doing it because I want to go to paradise. I want this and I want this and I want this. Of course you want to go to paradise. But your intention to do any good it must be only one intention: pleasure of Allah, Razzaq of Allah, to please Allah, to make Allah happy. No other intention. If I say I do the good things because I want to go to paradise, or I make dawah, I want to go to paradise, then it is not the right intention. Only, purely, Ikhlas, only one intention. Even if there is no paradise, and there is no hell, and there is no reward, no thawab, no hasana, no good deed, I want to do good, all the good, only for the sake of Allah. Even I will not get back any pay, any reward for that, but I want to do it purely for the sake of Allah. But of course, Allah is the most generous. Allah is the most generous. So of course, when you make happy Allah, Allah wanted to give you something. Now what you want your reward to be paid? Where do you want to pay your reward? Because Allah wanted to pay you back for your good deeds, for your iman, for your amal, for your good deeds. So Allah wants us to pay back. Where do you want to get the payback? Where? Hereafter. Because if you want that Allah, I did good something, give me here for my reward, give me money for that, then you are a loser. Because this is temporary life. If you want your good deeds, your iman and your amal to be paid back here in this world, then once you die, everything left behind here. But if you want Allah to pay back your amal, your iman, your amal, our good deeds in the hereafter, then it is a success. Because our next life is forever. People, when they got lots of problems in their life, too much problem, what is the solution they think of? What is the solution people think of? They kill themselves. They cut their throat. They put the rope and they tie themselves. They shoot in their head. They jump from the building. But the most modern method to kill oneself, by which the millions of people that are killing themselves, the highest statistics in the world through which the people die today, or through which the people kill themselves today, is killing yourselves with the drugs. With the drugs. Anti-depression drugs, anti-anxiety drugs, sleeping pills. These are the people, they're doing themselves to kill themselves. People are not dying with heart attacks, not with the car accidents, not with the airplane accidents, not with the other diseases. The most of the people die today. Number one, the people die today is with the methods to kill themselves, to looking for tranquility, looking for the peace of heart. Not just with the drugs, cigarettes, alcohol, and the drugs. These three, and the drugs also, there are two kinds of drugs. One is the legal drugs, and one is the illegal drugs. The legal made by the governments, which you can buy from the drugstores, from the pharmacies. And other drugs, which are the illegal drugs, like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, ganja, or you call in Tagalog, the shabu. People kill themselves with those drugs. They are the illegal drugs. But the other drugs are the legal drugs. You buy from the pharmacy. You need the prescription of the doctor, and you can buy them, and you can take them, and you will die with that. Because the anxiety, the depression, The problem with your heart, the solution is not those medicines. The solution is not cigarettes. The solution is not alcohol. The solution is a remembrance of Allah. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innal qulub. No doubt, surely, only with the remembrance of Allah, the hearts get itminan, sukoon, peace, tranquility, calmness. So people, lots of people are dying today. And that was my last Saturday lecture. The biggest problem in the world is not the food. The biggest problem in the world is not the poverty. The biggest problem in the world is not the security. The biggest problem in the world is not the shelter, not the clothes, not the money, not the gold and silver. The biggest problem in the world today is the heart, the peace in the heart, the depression. How to achieve the peace and how to get rid of depression. How to get rid of anxiety. I didn't remember if I quote that statement of Ali radiallahu anhu, the beautiful statement. He mentioned the 10 strongest things. And I mentioned it many times before. And I repeat it again for those who did not listen it before. Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu, a great man, a great wisdom. And why not? Because he was the student of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam since the childhood. He grew up a small boy till he became an old, a big man. He was under the guardianship of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was learned from Allah through Angel Gabriel. So Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu is a wise man. He mentioned the 10 strong things. He said, the mountains are very strong. Big, giant mountains. And he said, the iron can cut the mountain. The machines made of iron, they can cut the mountain. He said, the iron is stronger. And he said, the iron can melt. The iron can be melted by the fire. So the fire is more stronger. And if the fire can be extinguished with the water, so water is more stronger. But they say the water is carried by the clouds. Millions of tons of water carried by the clouds. So clouds should be more stronger. Number 5. And he said those heavy clouds with the lots of water, 16 million tons of water comes in 1 second every day, every second, through the rain. And the 16 million tons of water evaporated from the sea and from the land. 16 million tons of water evaporated every second. This is a water cycle, continuous for billions of years by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, the clouds are strong, carrying the lots of water, but the wind can push the clouds to bring anywhere Allah wants. So the wind is more stronger. The wind is more stronger. And he said the man is, when walk on his feet, that strong wind cannot move him. So he said the man is very strong. Number 7. He said, but the same man who walked firm on his feet, on the ground, when he drink the alcohol, alak, he cannot stand on his feet anymore. He can fall down. And you can see people falling down on the streets. Saturday night, tonight, they fall down because they cannot walk on their feet because of the alcohol. So he said alcohol is something strong. He said, but the same alcohol, the effect of the alcohol, when you fall on sleep, the sleep can eliminate the effect of alcohol. So the sleep is more stronger. The sleep is more stronger. That's number 9. Because any problem you have, you are with effect of alcohol. Once you sleep, you get rid of effect of alcohol. And you can get rid of pain and lots of things. Once you sleep, you can get rid of lots of pain, lots of troubles. And he said the number 10, the sleep is very strong, which can eliminate the effect of alcohol, and lots of pain can eliminate. But he said when the person is anxious, when person is depressed, not comfortable, he cannot sleep anymore. So he said anxiety, the depression is more stronger than sleep. And he said something very strong. And he said what? Through what you can get rid of your anxiety, your depression? Remembrance of Allah. So remembrance of Allah is the greatest. Remembrance of Allah, the thing which you can get rid of your depression. The poor people are also depressed. The poor people are also depressed. But they can sleep easily. Why? They don't mind of their depression, because they are very busy to looking for the food. And because of their busyness, they forget their depression. They forget about their anxiety. They hard work that much that the mind becomes sleepy. They cannot think anymore about anxiety and depression, so they just fall down sometime in the street. But those people who are very rich, they are more affected with anxiety. You can see today. You can see today which countries people make more suicide. Not in Africa, not in Ethiopia, not in Sudan, where the very poor countries. Not there people make suicide. Less suicide there. The people make more suicide in the rich countries, in America, in Europe, in Japan. These countries have a more rates of suicides because they have no other problems. They have no problem with money, they have no problem with poverty, they have no problem with food. So they have a lots of time to think. And once they think, they get depressed. And they fall into anxiety. And they started to take their drugs. And they make overdose of their drugs. And then finally they kill themselves with the drugs. People are killed with themselves with cigarettes. The cigarette is also used by the people for anxiety, for depression. People kill themselves with alcohol. And the most of the people, the millions of people, they kill themselves with the drugs. The legal drugs and illegal drugs. The most expensive medicines in the world are the medicines used for anxiety and depression. So I'll go back to our topic, and inshallah I'm going to finish. Before 10 is our time to finish, inshallah. So our topic was Ikhlas. Very important for us. We do small things, the small good deeds or small good amal, but must be only for the sake of Allah. Must be only for the sake of Allah. No mixing, no riya. Because Allah only accepts the things, the good deeds, which is only done with only one intention, to please Allah. Not any other intention beside that. There is a hadith, the more or less meaning of the hadith, which I read earlier, إِنَّمَا الْعَمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Surely your action depends upon your intentions. What intention you do. There are lots of people in America, in Europe, even in Japan, they do the humanitarian works. And what is their intention of those people? They do these humanitarian works to please themselves, because they feel happy. And they are doing it a lot, even from America, even from Europe, from UK, from Japan, and even from other countries. The people, they do it helping to the poor, so they can feel happy. But it is not the right intention. We do the good things, we help people to happy to Allah, to please Allah. And once you please Allah, Allah will please you. Radiyallahu anhu wa radu anhu. If we please Allah, then Allah will be pleased with us. And if Allah will be pleased with us, then Allah will make our nafsul mutmainnah. Because only the people will go to paradise. I'm warning myself and all of you. Because Allah said in the Quran, Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutmainnah, irji'i ila rabbiki fadkhuli fi ibadi wadkhuli jannati. You want to become people of paradise? You want to go to paradise? Then your nafs must be mutmain. Your nafs must be happy. Your soul must be happy. Your soul must be well pleasing with Allah. Your soul must be with calmness. Your heart must be calm. Your heart must be well pleased, tranquilized. Not with the tranquilizer you buy from the pharmacy, but the tranquilized with remembrance of Allah. I was telling, subhanallah, a very poor people sleeping in the street, but a very rich man with his bedroom, very high class bedroom. The mattress is $100,000 or 100,000 pesos and has a very strong air condition, and his stomach is full with the food, but he cannot sleep. He cannot sleep. He put the injection himself. He take the drugs to sleep, and the drugs is actually to paralyze your brain. It stop you thinking. So once you stop your thinking, you fall down asleep. So it's not the right thing to do, that you kill your ability to think with the antidepressant medicines. So you are weakening your brain. So later on you will get a stroke. Because once you keep on weaken your brain, then one day you will die. Because your brain will not be working anymore. Nowadays, these doctors, these medicine companies, they make lots of business. First they give you the medicine to weaken your brain. Antidepressant, anti-anxiety, sleeping pills, these all medicines weaken your brain. Because they attack on your brain to stop you thinking, to weaken your brain so you will not think, and once you will not think, you will go and fall asleep. So it's not a calmness, it's a trick. So once they keep on give you the medicine, the doctors, with the help of the medicine factories, and once your brain become very weak, and you're starting to get a stroke, the doctor give you the another medicine. There is a new medicine today, for many years, but it's still a new medicine. They called it Siddiq. And I wanted to register that medicine. I was researching about it, and I found out that this medicine, the indication is a brain tonic. It's a brain tonic. It makes your brain, its effect to your brain is a tonic. It's just like to strengthen your brain. But first the doctor weaken your brain, now they tell you to go to buy medicine to strengthen your brain. So just playing with you. The trick with you to make money out of you. If you follow the Islam correctly, your 90% diseases will go. Your 90% diseases will go away from you. More than 90%. Me, I don't take any medicines. Sometimes only my headache, I take medicine, but not regularly. When I get headache, I take medicine, then I stop it. And I don't want to take any medicines. Because we should believe medicine free. And we should always go for the herbal or natural medicines. Like honey, There are some herbs mentioned in the hadith. And the good nutrition, vitamins, the nutrition with good vitamins and minerals and good nutrients. Eating lots of fruits and good vegetables, these are the good cures for us. And one of the best is the honey. But must be the pure honey, not the fake honey. Because if you eat the fake honey, it will not cure you. So you will be getting disappointed that why this honey is not curing me. Because you are not taking the pure honey. So what is our lecture for tonight? I will finish with one hadith. We cannot explain exact translation, we say more or less translation of Quran or the hadith. And on the day of judgment, according to the hadith, the three kind of people will come. The one is the Qari, the one who read the book of Allah. The one is a rich man who spend the money to help to the poor. And the one is a person who is a martyr in the eyes of the people, that he died in the way of Allah. And these three people will be asked on the day of judgment what they did with their life. And the Qari will say, "Oh Allah, I read your book for you." And it will be answered to him, "No, you did not read my book. You did not read the book of Allah to please Allah, but to please people." So people can say, "Oh, subhanallah, what the Qari is this?" Like what happened in the Tarawih. Like in the Tarawih, all around the Muslim world, the Imam is reading. Some Imam, they read beautiful. Some people have no beautiful sound. So people say, "Oh, this Qari is very beautiful Qari. I like to listen him because it's very beautiful reading the Quran." Sometimes the people fall in fitna and they started to make more beautiful. So make more beautiful, so they are not doing it for Allah anymore, to please people. Like in many Muslim countries, including the Saudi Arabia, they make the Qira'at competition. Reading Quran competition. So when you read the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So there are judges sitting there. You not read for Allah, you're reading for the judges. The judges will say, "No, this is very good. Number one. He's a number one now." So why are you reading the Quran now? Are you reading for Allah? You train the students. You read very good because there are judges there. 20 judges. They will listen to your Quran and they will make you number one. So what is your intention? Are you doing it for Allah or are you doing it to become number one or number two or number three? Many scholars say Qiraat competition is halal. I say no. I don't believe in that. I don't want to have any Qiraat competition. If somebody wants to make Qiraat competition in the masjid, I will not allow it. Because there is no sincerity in that. You are doing it for what? For judges. The judges will listen. "Oh, this is a very good Qari, number one." And then you give him the reward. You give him 10,000 pesos. "Oh, go, you are number one." And then you give him the shield. Then you give him the souvenir. So where is Ikhlas now? Where is Ikhlas? So I don't agree with the Qiraat competitions. I consider it as a shirk. So we don't make this premium prices no more. Reading the Quran for the sake of Allah. Even you can read it beautiful or not, whatever ability Allah give you, read, but make sure without mistake. Read correctly and read slowly with understanding and with amal. Follow that. So he will be said, "You did not read the book of Allah for the sake of Allah. You read it for the people and you already got what you want. You want people praise you? The people praise you. So your reading of Quran was not for Allah. So he will be thrown in hellfire on the day of judgment. And when the rich man will come, he said, "I spend my money to the people for the sake of Allah." But Allah knows what is in the heart. And it will be said to him, "No, you did not give the charity for Allah, but you give it for the people, so people can praise you." People can say, oh, this is very rich man. Haza ghani, haza saqi. He's a generous. So you already got what you want. You want to be popular. You want to be praised like people, like the politicians. They gather the people and they get the sack of rice. Okay, make picture now. Then make picture, put in the newspaper tomorrow. I give the rice to the people. Why you need to make picture for that? You give for Allah, and Allah knows that. You don't need to make picture for that. We are not judging, I just giving an example only. We don't know what is in their heart. Allah knows. Maybe he just wanted to make picture so he can show to people, then people can do the more also the same. Allah knows best. I wanted to bring the rice. I bought the rice in Pakistan. I wanted to bring to Philippines, but I was not getting the permit. I went to the Senate to talk to the congressman to allow me to bring the rice. I wanted to distribute in the Ramadan. And this congressman told me, okay, we can bring all your rice, no problem. I can get there was a time then the president was Gloria Macapagal. He said, we can bring all your rice, and then the one condition that when you are giving the rice, you need to make pictures and give it to us. So we give to the president office that the rice was given. So I feel not good. I said, no, I don't like it. I want to give charity. I don't like make pictures because it's for Allah. Allah is watching. I said, I don't like to bring this rice here. So I give it in the Pakistan. I distribute it in there. Because I don't want to make picture for giving for Allah. Allah is seeing, that's enough. So this rich man will be saying, you did it to show to the people, and you got it what you want, people praised you, so now you go to hellfire. He will be thrown in the hellfire. And the third person, martyr. He will say, I was given the life for Allah, and I give it for Allah. I die for the sake of Allah. And it will be said, no. No. You did not die for Allah. You fight to be pleased people. To be praised by the people. People can say, he's very brave. He's very brave man. And you already got it, what you wanted. People praise you, a brave man. So now today you have nothing. So he will be thrown in the hellfire. So we don't need to have any other intention except only one intention. I love Allah and I want to please Allah, and I do it for the love of Allah. And one thing I will just connection here. It's very big. Another problem made by the scholars. There are lots of Muslim scholars. They are giving the rulings that if a person blow himself, go in a place and blow himself with a bomb, and they say that is suicide bombing, and they say that is he will go to paradise. I say no, he will not go to paradise. He will go to hellfire because he blew himself. He killed himself, and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, if you kill yourself, you will go to hellfire. So nobody has the right to gamble his life. If you want to die, be sure die for Allah and not die for the wrong intention. Not die for the wrong purpose. Because in Islam it's not allowed to take your life. There is a system of killing today in Tunisia. In Tunisia, is it correct? In Tunisia? Because some people, they don't want to kill themselves, but they don't like to live anymore. In Europe and America especially. In Japan. Before it was not allowed, but now it's allowed. The first case was in England. When a lady wrote to the court that she was lying in the hospital with the machines, and she write the petition to the court, allow the doctor to kill me. I don't like to live anymore. Subhanallah. Rich people. And the court give the order that let this kill this woman in the hospital by the injection, the poison. Euthanasia. It's another method of killing people. By giving the waiver, signing, I allow this doctor to kill me because she or he don't like the life anymore. And they are not strong enough to kill themselves. So they want the court order, the court to give order to the doctor, and doctor will kill that patient. And lots of killing is happening like that in the world.
Assisted suicide.
Yes. Another word for that method is assisted suicide. Assisted by the doctors. They give the poison, inject to you, and you die. So it's a joint venture. It's not just doctor kills you. It's a joint venture. You and doctor combine yourself with the doctor, and then both of you done this suicide on you. So you are still going to hellfire because you are not murdered, but you give the permission to murder you. So you are doing assisted suicide. So may Allah save us from this kind of hopelessness. Allah said in the Quran, only the disbelievers become the hopeless to Allah. So even how much problems you have in the life, don't give up. لا تعيس من روح الله. Don't give up. لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Do not give up. Always be hopeful and merciful with the mercy of Allah. إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا. Okay, brother. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Yes. What's your question? Alaikum salam.
I heard a friend of mine who works in the Red Cross. He has a brother who's a Muslim who commits suicide by drinking juice of cobra so that he will not feel the hardship of the pain of the cancer.
Cobra drink?
Yeah, and pineapple juice.
I don't think so somebody can die with that. You try. We try on you now. We can order one cobra drink and one orange juice. You try to drink. Nobody will die with that.
I said what he said then. What he said.
How he said if he died already? You said he died with that?
Yeah, every day, every time he drink this juice.
And he died?
And he died.
Then how we tell you? How we tell you about that?
Based on my friend told me.
It's all false. You are intelligent man. Can you think the cobra energy drink and the juice, orange juice, you mix and you die?
Has a cancer.
No. I don't think so. Even cancer, the cobra drinks will not kill you and the orange juice will not kill you. Even the orange juice is antioxidant. It's antioxidant. It can even fight the cancer. So I think you should not have this kind of rubbish questions next time, okay? It's just wasting of our time. Our time is precious. So this is somebody who will make fun of you. So any other question? Yes.
Before I proceed to my question, Prophet Muhammad stated that pray as you see me praying. Now my question is, I pray with intention and Ikhlas. Now I pray with different from the Prophet's prayer. Is my prayer accepted?
Not accepted. If you not pray the way of the Prophet he prayed, it's not accepted. Because Allah sent the Prophet to teach us the religion. So he said, Prophet Muhammad said, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. Pray as you see me to pray. So I say, no, I don't like the way of the Prophet, I like my way. No.
So what is the use of intentions? I intend to pray, but
Yeah, I intend to pray in a way of the Prophet, but not for Prophet. Hindi para kay Prophet.
we should pray with the
I pray in his way, but not for him. I do not pray for him. I pray for Allah. I follow his way only.
what I mean is my prayer is different from the Prophet's prayer.
Then Allah will not accept it. Hindi tanggap ng Allah.
It's the use of intentions. I intend to pray, but my prayers is not.
Okay, so there are one is the for the sake of Allah, that is a very important thing, that your amal will be accepted. And the another thing, your amal will be accepted which is according to sunnah. Because Prophet Muhammad said, if you do something, it is not according to my way, then that will be raddun, rejected. Allah will reject it. Because Allah wants us to pray, and Allah teaches how to pray. So you pray for Allah, and you pray the way Allah teach us. So Allah did not teach us directly, but He teach us through His messenger. So the Prophet Muhammad pray, this method is teach to him by Allah. So we have to follow the method. So there are two things now, very good question. The one thing, you do it for Allah, and another thing, do according to the way of Prophet. Okay? For Allah. If you say I pray for Prophet, shirk also. You pray for Allah. But you pray for Allah, but you should follow the way of the Prophet. For example, you make sajda. How many sajda you make in one rakat? Sajda, 2. In every rakat, dalawang patirapa. Okay. Is it making sajda, the patirapa, is it good or not good? Good, diba? Is it problem if I make 3? 3 is better, correct? 2 is, the 3 is better, of course. But if I make 3 sajda in one rakat, is it okay? Not okay, because it's not sunnah. It's against the sunnah, that's bid'ah. So even though the making sajda is good, but if I make 3 sajda in one rakat, Allah will not accept it. Because He teach His Prophet to make 2 sajda in one rakat. So following the way of the Prophet is also obligation. It's not just your option, it's obligation for us. Yes.
Yes. You heard that some countries like Bolivia and some few states of the United States and other countries that are legalizing the herbal medicine called marijuana as a medicine. What do you say about that?
Okay. The poppy, no, poppy, not heroin. Heroin is a product. The poppy is a plant, opium plant. This plant, you can process it in the medicine factories to get something there, not all, get something there. Like for example, you can get something like painkiller, and you get the painkiller from this opium, from this poppy field, and you keep it, you make the medicine, painkiller medicine. And when a person is with a pain, with accident, or with a bullet shot, or with too much trouble, or if the person is manic, he's become abnormal, and he is dangerous, then you can inject it in case of necessity. And that must be very much estimated and very much technical point here, that it must be make sure that not threaten to his life, but to save his life. Because a person in the very hard pain, like burn, for example, burn. When the person is burned in the fire, he is in too much pain, might be die. He might die. So now you can use this kind of medicine to save his life because of his pain. So you inject him, he will sleep, and then you can give him some more doses to save his life, not to be die with the pain. So this kind of, those plants can use to make some medicine in the case of necessity, when the person is in too much pain, to save him from those pain. So that might be used.
But how about the marijuana?
No, marijuana is not right anymore, because marijuana is already the drug. You use the plant and you use some medicine from the plant, but marijuana is already the danger. You cannot make medicine from marijuana. Marijuana is a killer. Okay, yes, brother.
Earlier you told that sometimes you do good things for somebody and then we get that's not good. You get it, and you lose all your good deeds. So how to repent? Like I'm just still in the past already.
Okay.
In Tagalog you say sinasumbat mo.
Ha?
In Tagalog you say sinasumbat mo yung ginagawa mo. Like whatever good things you have done.
Sinasumbag mo?
Sinasumbat mo. Sinasumbat.
Sinasumbat mo ginagawa mo?
Ginagawa mo ng buti pero sinasumbat mo.
Sinasumbat mo. Oh, so, sabi ni Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yung tao na sinasumbat, hindi pasok sa paraiso. So you did that, then you ask Allah to forgive you. If you are counting your favors upon the people, I did this and this and this, then Allah will not be happy with you, angry with you. So you did that, then I'll ask Allah to forgive you. And ask that person to forgive you. Because you help only for Allah. Because we have a very beautiful ayah in the Quran. إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. So we do it only for Allah. No payback. And no thanks we need from anybody. Only for the sake of Allah. But if somebody did good to you, then you should thanks. Say Jazakallah, may Allah reward you. Because Prophet Muhammad said, if you not thanks to people, then you not thanks to Allah. So we thanks to people for the sake of Allah. So we say Jazakallah, may Allah reward you. Yes. Anybody else? Okay.
I watch in the channel PBS, the Quran.
PBS.
PBS for the Quran, the title of the documentary.
Okay.
And he has that the TV reporter is I don't know, kind of some body, physical body. He knew that suicide is a bad thing, but he has no choice.
Who?
This I don't know if it is a Palestine or I don't know. I saw it in a documentary.
He did the suicide?
No, he knew that suicide is bad, but he has no choice because they had no capability of weapons.
No, not right. That is the wrong fatwa. Because Prophet Muhammad said, excuse me, the Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith, if the person killed himself with poison, in the hellfire he will be given the poison, and he will always take the poison in the hellfire. If the person killed himself with strangling, he put the tali, the rope, and he killed himself, in the hellfire he will be given the rope, and he will always be strangled himself in the hellfire. And the Prophet Muhammad said, if the person put a metal to his stomach, to his body, with a metal, he's a metal, so bomb also is a metal. So you put yourself with this jacket and then you blow yourself, you're committing suicide. If you have no capability, then you make sabr. When Prophet Muhammad had no capability in Makkah, they made sabr. You have no right to kill yourself. That's the bottom line. You are not allowed to kill yourself with your own hand. Even what will happen to you. And once you did, you will go to hellfire. Allah said, وَمَا تُلْكُمْ بِإِيدِكُمْ إِلَّا التَّهْلُكَ. Do not put yourself in the destruction with your own hand. And then no more question now, I will just give the one incident. Okay.
I read somewhere, and I could be wrong, the person who commits suicide, that this person will relive that suicide until the day of Jahannam. Have you ever heard of that?
In the hellfire, he will continue, will repeat.
In other words, suicidal.
Because once you die, your soul is out of your body, so only the soul will be tortured. Because body is not together. Body here, soul in the Alam-e-Barzakh. So in the hellfire, he will be continuously be given the same suicidal punishment. Suicide means Allah is al-yuhi and Allah is al-mumit. Allah is the one give the life and Allah is the one that give the death. But if one person decided to kill himself, he don't believe Allah is al-mumit. He believes I am the one to give death myself. So he is rejecting the name of Allah. He is rejecting the attribute of Allah. Even though he will only die when Allah decide him to die. If Allah not decide him to die, even the suicide will not be affected. He will still not be died. If Allah not decide him to give him the death. Because it's only Allah who decides when you die. The incident which I saw, yes. Yes, sir.
How about suicide during war?
No, not allowed. My understanding of the Quran and Sunnah, the suicide in any case is haram, prohibited. Suicide bombing is haram, prohibited. The people do the suicide bombing, they will go to hellfire forever. Don't gamble your life. And I will tell about it. The hadith. The man was wounded in the war during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was wounded. His body was with blood. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was round to the camps at the night. When he passed to his camp and he saw the man was pain and his body was with wounds, with blood, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was revealed by Allah that this man will go to hellfire. And he told to his companions that this man who is with pain and blood and with wounds, he will go to hellfire. And the companions believed that, of course. Messenger not tell the lie. But they have a question that this man is dying in the way of Allah, wounded in the way of Allah, and he will still go to hellfire. What he did wrong? So early in the morning, they found him dead. And somebody witnessed, at the night he get his sword, he put on his stomach, and he forced it, and he put the sword in his body. And he killed himself. He made the suicide. And at the time, the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ realized why this man has to go to hellfire. Because he killed himself. He did not wait for his death. So how much the problems you have, don't take your life. Just face the problems and be patient and wait for your death from Allah. And not to take your life in your own hand. In that case, you will be going in hellfire. And then the suicide is not the finish of your problem. Your problem can be finished once you die in this world. But the suicide is the starting of the new problems. Because you will be going in a big problems with your soul, torturing your soul by the angels. And on the day of judgment, when you are alive, you will go in the hellfire without any accounting. So may Allah save us from this kind of bad sins. May Allah protect us. Yes.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Is jizya still functional today in modern days?
Okay. It's a political question. Before, when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ sent the armies to the world, the people in the world were injustice governments. They were eating the money of the people. They were kings. They were the kings. And the people were suffering. There was no equality. The king says the billions and billions and the people have nothing. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ want to bring the justice. Get the money from the people, from the kings, and give to the people. So people can get better. So he stopped the kingdoms. He stopped the monarchies. He stopped the injustices. So he took the jizya and he get the zakat from the Muslims, the charity tax, and he get the jizya, which is equivalent to zakat, from the non-Muslims, rich people, and he give to the poor. Is it wrong? It's right. You get from the rich jizya, rich non-Muslims jizya, and from the rich Muslims zakat, 2.5% on the money, and give to the poor. But today you can see the Muslims are the tyrants. The Muslim rulers are the tyrants. They are the kings and people have nothing. So the Muslims has to be go and correct now. That there is no kingdom, there is no monarchy in Islam, rather there is equality in Islam. And the system of zakat should be implemented. And the system of jizya is also good system to get the tax from the rich non-Muslims, which called jizya. And get the tax, charity tax, which is called zakat, from the rich Muslims and give to the poor. So, may Allah guide us, may Allah help us. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Ameen. Our Lord, give us good in this world and good in the hereafter. Save us from hellfire and enter to us in Jannatul Firdaus in our next life forever. Ameen. Ya Allah guide us. Ameen. Ya Allah forgive us. Ameen. Ya Allah mercy on us. Ameen.
Allah bağırıyor adamı kırham. Emin Allah bağırıyor çok kırham. Allah bağırıyor çok orada adamı çok.
Ya Allah, accept all of our dua which we ask and which we did not ask. Ya Allah, guide us, Ameen. Allah, forgive us, Ameen. Allah, mercy on us, Ameen. Ya Allah, give us ikhlas. Ya Allah, give us sukoon, Ameen. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا انك انت التواب الرحيم. سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين.